How's it going, everyone? It's Vivi and welcome to another CTR video. This is going to be a very basic general discussion type of thing, okay? So how's the final Grand Prix going for you guys? I hope you're not having a bit of a hard time. This track does have a lot of sharp turns, and from what I've experienced, a lot of pushing. I don't know about you, but I got pushed a lot. But hey, it's a matter of getting used to it. Oh, and not to mention the music, it's so upbeat. Now, apart from that, you've probably heard about an ISP company/cable called Xfinity in the US providing their customers with a redeemable code, allowing them to unlock a special cart, such as this one. No, you cannot customize it. It really falls within the special carts category. This is honestly quite sad. If Comcast/Xfinity expecting people to switch over their service just for a cart? I mean, hey, it's a company wanting money. I mean, you never know. With the mass popularity of CTR, I mean, who knows? I mean, if you're already a customer with them, then you're one lucky cookie. But as for the remainder of the population playing CTR right now, yeah, it sucks. What's even worse about it is, not everyone in the US can even switch to Xfinity. It's that limited. The Sour Patch Trident gum thing that happened before, it wasn't as bad. You buy a pack of candy or a pack of gum, you pay $2-3, and you get a code, which you can redeem. But this time, a cart, locked behind a cable internet subscription. Big oof. Do not blame Beanox for this, okay? This is all on Activision's part. Their way to, I guess, promote the series or at least push some sales. At the end of the day, it's all about money. Fine, do your thing, Activision. Have content tied behind a certain edible or whatnot, but do consider that 98% of people who bought CTR, who supported your company, can't even have access to it. Sure, the code for this one works outside of the US. Fun fact, if you create an American account for, let's say, Nintendo Switch's eShop, it can work. As for PlayStation 4 and Xbox, the code works outside of the US regardless where you live. But for Nintendo eShop, it's different. But it's still a hassle, right? Especially the low chances of one outside of the US getting a code. By the way, if you get a code, it's reusable. You can use it twice. Use it once for yourself, and you can have someone else use it again. There's been a huge load of people asking one another if they can share their codes. I'm Canadian. I don't have access to Xfinity. If I wanted this cart, I'd have to ask someone for it. Why is this happening? Why is this whole exclusivity thing happening right now? Something tells me Comcast themselves came to Activision and made a deal with them. Pretty much the same applies for any company. The exclusivity is because these companies are exclusive to the US. If anything, Activision could be like, nah, we'll come up with something better, so that other regions also benefit from it. But no, a company approaches Activision, they're in one certain region, and that's it. Activision says yes. Now, according to Canadian Guy A over on Twitter, the codes are being handled by Xfinity themselves. Activision has nothing to do with the codes, so that right there tells us that it's highly likely that Xfinity approached Activision about this whole exclusive deal. With that said, how do you even activate the code? Well, Activision published a whole entire page answering those questions for ya. Basically, the code is redeemable, listen carefully, until May 31st, 2020, but you can obtain it until March 15th. There's probably misinformation going around. No, the code does not become inactive on March 15th. They just no longer will send out any more codes. The code will still work until May 31st. Xbox and PS4, you log into your Xfinity credentials, you receive an email, you enter the code you received via email onto the Crash main website. Under the page Login, you register your console. The internet connection will basically automatically do everything for you. You'll get a message saying congratulations, something like that, you unlock the cart. It'll say make sure to reboot your game just in case, so that the game refreshes. As for the Nintendo Switch, there's an extra step to follow. They will send you a code which you will have to enter manually on the eShop. And from what I've been reading, if you're outside of the US and have a Nintendo Switch, you're gonna have to try and create an American account to activate this cart. So, with all of these exclusive deals, Sour Patch, Trident, this, internet subscription, will this always happen? I mean, look, Activision has done it before with candy. That tells us that Activision doesn't say no to when people approach them with these deals. I mean, what percentage of people will really switch service just for a cart? I mean, some people might do it, but as for a high percentage, does Activision really expect that? I mean, for those who already have the service, you're lucky. You get a free cart. But as for the rest, do they really expect them to go through the hassle to switch companies just for a cart? Come on. By the way, beware of eBay scalpers. Some people pay this much money for a cart, more than the game itself. And yet you have people who complain about microtransactions. I don't get it. Like, why? Yes, you have the ability to use real money to purchase Wumpa coins, but really, if you play on the weekends and take advantage of the multiplier, you do not have to spend this much money for Wumpa coins. Plus, the amount of money you're spending on these coins, it's not even enough to purchase everything from the Grand Prix, if I'm not mistaken. Sure, there's microtransactions in CTR, but you are not obliged to spend real money. You can just play the game on weekends and farm Wumpa coins easily. It's not like these microtransactions are stopping you from enjoying the online content of CTR. I just find it funny. People are willing to spend this much for a cart and then they make a huge deal out of microtransactions. I understand you, microtransactions can be a pain, but in CTR, it's not stopping you from enjoying the game. You understand what I'm saying? But hey, technically speaking, people spending this much money on a cart, be it $40, $50, are probably the ones that don't complain about microtransactions. They are willing to spend real money. I could be entirely wrong, but looking at this in a different sort of way, we're comparing two different groups. One group that completely hates microtransactions and is not willing to spend $40 on a cart, and I understand why. And then there's the other group, who doesn't mind spending real money. Whatever it is, they're gonna do it. But hey, there's just something that doesn't sit right with me. Hearing these complaints of microtransactions and all that, it's just, you see how much people are willing to spend on a cart. Like I said, we're probably comparing two different groups. But still, I thought it's something worth discussing. Look, it's not mandatory to buy Wumpa coins. It's not necessary to advance through the game by using real money. Yeah, it's there, but it's not this wall blocking your path. With time and enough patience, you can get enough Wumpas. Don't forget, during the weekdays, you have a 2x Wumpa bonus for 30 minutes of racing time. And during the weekends, you have an extra 5x multiplier. Microtransactions is just there for those who probably don't have the patience to play CTR for a couple of hours a week. So with that being said, what's next for CTR? To keep you up to date, no more Grand Prixs, meaning no more new tracks. But that doesn't mean no more new content. Do expect carts, skins, characters to appear after this Grand Prix. This was confirmed by Beanox, do not forget. Velo times. Have fun with that one. Expect developer times to appear after this Grand Prix ends. As well as something we've been anticipating apparently. People are thinking, this might be like a Geary skin or Pinstripe. I mean, we gotta give some love to Geary a bit, come on. There's one thing I want to address. Some people in the comments are apparently relieved that Grand Prix are ending. Why? Because there's this certain word I hear often. Burnt. People are feeling burnt out. I understand. We barely get any breaks between Grand Prix. Not even a week of a break is what I'm referring to, for all of you who are curious out there. Literally, the new Grand Prix always happen a few days later. No breaks. But you are not obliged to always log in and play the Grand Prix. It might seem that way to you if you're a major supporter of CTR, but by no means is Beanox trying to cause burnout for players. At the end of the day, it's a developer working on a game. It's business for Activision. This is probably the way their time frame was organized from the get-go. I mean, think about it. No more Grand Prix. That should at least tell us that Beanox is also going to focus on other things. Sure, I understand you. It gets overwhelming with so many little breaks, but Grand Prix, think about it, last over 25 days. You are not being held hostage. You can play CTR whenever you feel like it. And Beanox knows this. Beanox knows that people have busy lives. That's why number 1, the weekend bonuses exist. 2 times multiplier, plus 5 times multiplier for the Wumpas during the weekends. Alright, maybe you don't always have the time to play Grand Prix on weekends, but the pit stop still exists. 2, if you miss out on previous Grand Prix items, usually the pit stop would release a last-minute bundle of the stuff you missed, or the ability to purchase Nitro to fill up your gauge if you missed out on the Grand Prix. But hey, since the Grand Prix is now coming to an end, still do expect previous Grand Prix items to pop up slowly at the pit stop. You really shouldn't have to worry. Stuff you miss, you'll get your hands on them slowly. Don't worry. Plus, everyone has access to all the new tracks. It's not like the tracks were locked behind gold tier prize. That would have been sad. My expectations apart from additional items appearing in the future, I wouldn't be surprised if one day, perhaps before the announcement of the new game, Beanox is tasked to release a new track inspired by the new game, to promote the new game. But it's not going to be a Grand Prix, of course. Who knows? Out of the blue, we might get more Spyro characters. I know, it's not Spyro Team Racing, but I'm just saying. By the way, post-Gasmoxia Grand Prix content got datamined, unsurprisingly. Beta M, you've heard of this person, alright? He released this. Beanox knows at this point that people get hyped over datamines. They went ahead and changed "Driver, who could I be?" to this long sentence. Is that Willy Wonka Cheeks? What do you think? Watch this being the mascot crash suit. That would be funny. Oh, and look, get good. Thank you, Beanox. Like, they know at this point that a lot of people talk about these data mines. Someone at Beanox put the word "get good." Nice. Coco gets more skins. Why am I not surprised? As for other things, guys, this is it for the video. So, as usual, do your stuff, questions, anything, thoughts, theories, or whatnot, leave it all in the comment section below. And as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you so much for watching.